Hi, Deborah. How are you?
I'm good, Derek. How are you?
I'm better now that I'm talking to you. How are things?
Oh my gosh, things are grand. We are having a wonderful fall up here in Toronto, and oh my gosh, holy smokes! And how are you?
I am good. I am good. Hey, are you after last night's episode? Are you feeling better?
Oh,
A lot of people, Deborah. A lot of people are heartbroken. I'm not gonna lie, but we
well,
have. Go ahead.
I know. I've had friends text me today and email me and go, "How can this be?" And I go, "I know. I'm so sad. Oh my gosh. Think about it, Derek. It was like when John Griffin had was so gracious to say this is what is going to happen, beforehand as we were
Yeah.
shooting.
Yeah.
So what did not come as a complete shock, but you just go, "Oh my gosh, I've just been fired. Oh my gosh, my acting wasn't good enough. Oh my gosh," and then you go, "Calm down.
Yes.
You've
Yep.
just been voted off the from island."
Yeah.
But it's all in terms of serving the story and the narrative. So I don't know what they have planned for the future. Wouldn't it be nice if Tillie came back at some point, if the series continues, of course?
Oh, Deborah, I have some questions for you from this wonderful group on Facebook, and
Oh
boy, do
my,
they have some questions for you. But
oh my gosh, I hope I can answer them.
yes, I want to work my way there. Do you feel
Okay.
like when you step on a set like that, because you're a seasoned actor who's done some really great things in her life, do you feel like when you step on a set like that, that because of your experience, because of what you've gone through, some of the other cast or perhaps people around you tend to listen a little more because of your experience, because of what you've accomplished as an actor?
Oh my, isn't that nice to think?
Yeah. Well, I know I would. I know in every other profession, you want to listen to the person that has life experience and you want to keep your ears open and your mouth closed
Oh,
most of the time, right?
yeah. Well, I have to say it was absolutely joyous to
Yeah.
work with these youngins who are just so talented, but would ask me anything and I would answer as honestly as I could. But I would also learn from them.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just their openness and their love of the work and how we can all do this better. It's yeah, it's always well, any gig, it is a gift at
Right.
this point in my life to still be working. You go, wow, I'm a lucky gal.
Yeah.
But to walk on a set that has already been established, I enter season two, we enter a season two as the newbies in town, and just to go, well, how do we fit in? What's the groove? What's the vibe? So it
Yeah.
was a huge discovery, and a discovery for all of us. But they were all so gracious and lovely, and so no complaints from me.
Yeah, when your name got actually brought up in an interview I was doing with Pega, and she was talking about just the show and what she would miss, and then she said, "Oh," she goes, "Deborah," and she like grabbed her chest, like so
Oh,
so you're clearly highly respected and regarded.
wow,
Yeah,
wow! I have
yeah,
to say, I felt that every day,
yeah,
and
yeah,
you go, yeah, I'm the older gal on the set, undoubtedly, but you just go, there was such a respect from everyone, and I fell in love with all of them, especially the ones that I got to work with, Pega and Cortion, and
yeah,
the others. Well, in and out, dear Nathan, dear Elgin.
yeah,
Oh, there's I
yeah.
have a soft spot for him in my heart. I
uh,
do.
Cortion is going to be so. They're all going to be great actors, and they are. But
Oh,
but but Cortion, I think, has next level ability to him. He's very. They're all very unique actors in their own way, but I feel like Cortion he's still gonna he's I don't know, something about him really just I'm really fond of as far as an actor goes. I'm just really impressed by all of them, but Cortion just because you brought his name up.
Oh,
Yeah.
me too. And you know
Yeah.
what it is that is so special? It's his desire,
Yeah.
his drive, and he's learning and watching all
Yeah.
the time. And he's, and he's watching actors, and we'll talk about a scene, and we'll break a scene down. And no, his willingness to learn, but he wants it. He
Yeah, he
wants
does.
it in a big way, in a
Yeah.
big, big way. So my fingers are crossed for that young man.
That's really well said. You talk about you arriving, when Tillie first arrived. In the history of the show, all 3 seasons, she might be the happiest person to be in from.
Oh,
Everybody else can't stand it. She's dancing. She's dancing in the rain. She's just doing
oh,
her thing. Like,
oh
I
my
have never met a
gosh.
more happy person to be in this, excuse the expression, a hell on earth or
Uh,
wherever it is, But
yeah, yeah.
was that, Deborah, was that moment, was that improvised or was that planned that way?
Well, it was like Jack said to me, our dear Jack Bender,
Yep.
director extraordinaire. He
Mm-hmm.
said, you're going to come out, and we're going to have this rain, and that was an amazing thing to watch in terms of everything that was set up, all the technical work
Right.
that went into
Right.
creating that
Right.
rainstorm. And then it's like, well, just play and have fun. And and he said, well, maybe she was a Broadway dancer at one point. And I went, well, okay. Or maybe she was a rockette. Who knows? I don't think so. But anyway, just had so much fun, and he let me play. He just
Yeah.
let me play, and it was pure joy, pure joy. But you're right. Just to refer back to what you just said about her, there was joy about this, and I thought, this is what she can bring. She can bring a heart. She can bring a calm, because she has nothing to lose anymore.
Right.
She
Right.
has absolutely nothing to lose. The end is in sight. She's sitting in the departure lounge, well, literally in the from departure lounge. And I just think all bets are off. And I'm sure, and yes, it was a troubled family that she had, and husband, in terms of what we created. Husband was not easy, and her life was not easy raising 4 kids.
Right.
But her not wanting, and she said, I'm going across the country to see every single, I'm going to bet on the ponies. Show me where these great places are, but it was like not wanting her family to watch her demise. And I think that's really what brought her on this bus with everybody else.
Yeah,
You
that's
know?
yeah, that's amazing how you said. You're right. She does have nothing to lose, and she has this diagnosis. She's lost her husband.
Yep.
Is there anything about her backstory, Deborah, that we don't know? Like you mentioned, the stuff we know. We know the terminal cancer. We know the husband. We know. Is there anything that we don't know that you might know?
Well, no, I don't know. It's just what perhaps I created, but I want the viewers, our dear fans who are watching the
Yeah,
show, create it.
yeah,
You imagine what her life was like. And no, it wasn't easy, but she came at it with grit and determination, but heart,
yeah.
absolute heart and passion. Yeah.
Deborah, there's a working theory that people believe, because From is such a wacky place, because Ellis gets stabbed, but he heals for some reason.
Right.
Then I forget her name, but she gets shot in the colony house, but she ends
Right.
up dying. But
Yes.
but I wonder what the effects of From do for Tillie's cancer. I wonder if it puts it on pause. I don't know if that did anything. I'm curious, because it's such a wacky place.
Well, that's what we all started to think, because I thought, well, should I be, suffering the ravages of, but because it happens over such a short period of time,
Right.
our time frame from episode to episode, you just go, well, she's not really showing the pain of it all. And even if she did, she'd cover really well.
Yeah.
She'd go, I'm here for a reason. I have to find my purpose here. I
Yeah.
don't know how long I'm going to be here for, but I have to find a purpose. And and the writers, of course, have given her that because she befriends. It's who she befriends
Right.
and who she reaches out to, and just whether they receive it or not. But she's watching, and she's listening, and she's taking it all in.
She is.
Um,
Yeah, no, that's really well said. It begs the question, Deborah. It begs the question: would one rather live in From with their cancer on pause, or live in the real world with cancer still doing its havoc? Which is an
oh,
interesting conundrum to bring up. So, I mean, that's I hate to say it sounds so morbid when I say it like that, but it's a legitimate question in the universe of the show, right? It's just
well, of course. And I'm thinking, well, we all discussed this. We went, what about Tillie's cancer? And many people had many theories. Many of the actors had many theories. And it was like, well, it's on hold. Liz Saunders, who plays Donna brilliantly, by the way,
yeah, yep,
um, she said, well, From, we're in this land. Anything can happen. Tillie can even get better. We don't know this. So you go, maybe. So, in other words, I don't know.
there's my favorite moment that you did. My favorite moment, Tillie's moment, is when she sees Fatima eating like the rotten produce. The
Oh,
look on your face, like it's almost like, girl, what is wrong with you? You don't say that, but the look on your face, it's an understanding look, and I know you're super supportive of Fatima in the show, but the look on your face when you see her like just piling in that
yeah,
black rotten
yeah,
produce, it
yeah.
was such. I know I shouldn't have been laughing, but I was because I was just like, because what would I be thinking if I saw somebody eating black produce? Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
said to Pega too. I said, Pega, of all the gross stuff you've done, like the putting the thing in the bullet holes and
Oh,
drinking the
you're
blood,
right.
I said the black produce for me made me the I couldn't do it.
Oh, oh,
But
oh,
but Deborah, talk about that moment and maybe your character's relationship with Fatima, because she really is a mother figure to her, and somebody who really sees the good and is trying her best to lead Fatima through this hell on wherever we are.
well, exactly. But you just watching her state that she's in, and just the uncertainty but her ability to reach out to all of the other colony residents, because I could watch and see this. And then we're imagining as actors what our life is like in the colony house that you guys don't get to see.
Right.
So at Tillie would, I imagine, watch her and just go, she's an extraordinary young woman. She's an
Yeah.
extra, but what the heck is she doing eating that crap? You just go, oh my God. But yeah, that's funny you should mention that look, because I saw it today on something. I guess I was scrolling through, and there's the laundry line just above me as I'm coming through, and I'm going, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Well, there has to be a little room for some humor
Oh
in this
yes,
series.
definitely.
There has
Yes.
to be,
Yeah.
or oh my gosh, and golly.
But then I'm not gonna lie to you, Deborah. Tilly caught me off guard when then she goes, when I was pregnant, I had a craving for eggshells, which I dug out of the garbage. I was like, what?
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
that might be worse than eating the rotten produce. Deborah, Deborah, what is
Well,
I gotta say,
eggshell, and I tried to imagine that too with my daughters, the pregnancy of my two daughters, and I go, eggshells. Oh my God, they're crunchy and they're hard, and how can
oh,
you even swallow that?
right.
A hard-boiled egg, perhaps.
Perhaps.
Maybe
Yeah.
maybe it is. I craved hard-boiled eggs, but she talked about eggshells, and that's the writers. That's our
Yeah.
dear our dear John and Jeff, and oh my gosh, oh
But
my
it's
God.
it's amazing though, because Tilly knows Fatima's pregnant, and there's no warning signs pointing out that there's a pregnancy going on, which makes people think, Deborah, that there's more to Tilly than what we've seen so far. And listen, I'm not trying to get you to confess or to talk, but that's a working theory, Deborah. People don't think Tilly's gone. I want you to know that. There's many
Oh,
there's many people
Oh,
believe that she's going to do a Father Kotri, maybe come back as a ghost.
yay! Wouldn't that be fun? But yeah, it's a sense, a vibe. Is she a witch? Is
That's
she
what.
who? You
Yes,
know,
yes,
so is she, well, would she be a good witch, or has she been opted by a whole other being there in the land of From? In,
right.
you go, well, where does it really sit? I don't know.
Mm. So it okay. So I have one more question. Then I want to read you some questions people asked me to ask you, and they were
Oh,
wonderful. They were very wonderful about this.
okay.
Um, I was looking at your IMDb. It said you were in 17 episodes. I'm like,
What?
17 got. That's what it said. I'm like, there's no way. I
No.
go 17. So then people start thinking, or maybe I started thinking. I'm like, if I read it right, which there's a good chance I made a mistake, but I said I thought I saw 17. And I'm like, she has not been in 17 yet. So maybe is there more we haven't? So I don't know. It's the whole conspiracy.
Well, perhaps it's the future. Ooh, I don't know. I don't know. Oh my gosh. I was just thrilled to see Tillie's name come up in a script,
Yeah,
because there were like several episodes in a row, and you go, oh my gosh, what's happened to her?
right,
What's happened to her?
right.
But when you have such a large cast, you cannot have the expectation that, well, of course, I'm just going to be in every episode,
Right, right.
We like that as actors, because you go, ooh, there's even more of a progression.
Yeah,
You get to see more of her, and even if it's just in the background here, she's taking it all in or what. But it's
yeah,
all up to our the writing, the delicious writing of our writers and the creators, and where they want to take the narrative, where they want to give you the answers, and are they
yeah,
ready to give you the answers?
yeah.
You
Deborah,
know,
when you were auditioning for the part, or when they ever brought you in or communicated with you, what questions were they asking you? Like, how did you know about what Tillie would be like? Did they try to, sometimes they give you like random questions, or they give you like a fictitious character's name. It's not Tillie, it's this other thing. Or how did you read for it?
no, no, I was given her name,
Okay.
an actual something that never appeared in the script, but an actual sort of monologue that John Griffin had written, that just gave her some backstory.
Yeah.
It's like I was in self-tape land, so I was in my living room here, and Jack Bender was probably in his hotel room in Halifax, and that's what it was. So you go, and you always try to do it differently. You just
Mm,
go, okay, I'm going to lighten her up, and I'm going to play with her a little bit, and I'm going to give her a sense of humor, and you go, sometimes you go a little too far one way,
right. Right.
and then he brings you back and goes, well, try it this way. But Jack was always um, the master of play for his actors, just,
Right.
and still is. I just okay, now one for you, one take for you, and so whatever you would bring, something else, something new. No, it was very exciting.
That's
Very.
really original too, because Deborah, I always hear stories over my course of doing this. I've heard stories from actors that talk about the director who was like my way or the highway, and that's
Ah,
like the worst way I feel it just from learning to approach things. Like Jack's way of saying, "Listen, you got one. Let's see what you can do." I think that's really smart. I think that's very
oh,
smart.
oh, yeah, and the encouragement of play, and then when you weren't giving him what he felt was necessary, baby, you were told. But
Right.
Bruce McDonald was another director who allowed us to play and to do the same thing. So no, as actors, you revel in it, because you're right, it's not always the way, and it's like, okay, I want it done this way, and okay, and you hope that you can accomplish that.
Yeah. Yeah.
you
That's a
know
great. So here's some of the questions. So
okay.
This first question is, what did Tillie mean when she said to Fatima, "Run"?
Oh, wow. That is a very good question.
It is.
Think I think it's escape.
Mm,
It's you've got to leave because of all the repercussions that will occur from this one act. Save yourself.
right.
Save yourself and that child if there is a child, but save yourself.
Do you think
Save
Tillie knew?
yourself.
Do you think Tillie knew how bad that? I mean, outside of the obvious and the monsters, do you think Tillie has had an idea of how really like I feel like we're about to see how really bad it is. Like outside of the monsters to another level. Do you think Tillie had a sense of that when she said "run" because she's obviously trying to save this poor woman having a child?
Um Yeah, definitely, I think
Yeah.
so, and it's because Tilly has heard the screams, seen the aftermath of the violent attacks, and the bodies that are left that are ripped apart.
Mm,
Um, yeah, and and just the whole energy that has happened in season 3.
mm.
um, it's just, watching what is happening to dear Boyd.
Oh,
And oh man, it's like they're breaking him down. And here he was, the savior to the community. And you just go, what is going to happen?
mm.
But on the other hand, I don't know.
Deborah, there's a working theory, and I think I mentioned kind of this before, but and this is kind of a comment or question that Tillie was working with the monsters, like somebody that was infiltrating the. Had you heard that theory, Deborah, before that you were part of the?
Never,
No, yeah,
never,
that's a pretty
ever.
popular theory online. Yeah,
But I think it's a very interesting one. I
yeah,
think it's a very interesting because you go, oh, isn't she nice? She's just a nice little old grandma, you know? And then, no, and then, so why not?
yeah,
Why not
yeah,
create this whole thing? Who knows? I just hope Tilly returns. That's all.
yeah. Deborah, I think you're not alone in that. So I have a few more for
Oh,
you. What did those tarot cards say? Remember the tarot
oh
cards?
yes, the
Yeah.
tarot
Hmm.
cards. Oh, um, well, we were imagining, weren't we?
Hmm.
Um, the prediction of the future, and I think Tilly saw
Oh, that's where run comes from, maybe.
it.
Oh.
Very good, very, very
Mm,
good,
mm.
very good. I think there was turmoil there, and perhaps destruction, and I think, yeah, I think she saw it.
Yeah, because then that crow comes in, and that
Yeah,
crow didn't like whatever was on those cards either. So he was like, or she was like, "That's it," you know.
that's it, I'm out of here.
Yeah. What did you love most about Tilly? We talked about the carefreeness, which I loved. Like, I love that she's the
Whoa,
only person from that doesn't mind she's there. She's just there, and she'll make the
yeah,
best of it.
yeah,
Which is
yeah.
which makes her so unique, Deborah. She makes her so unique. But
Well, and I think that's what I loved about her, because I went, there is a heart beating here.
mm,
There is a heart, and a warmth, and a generosity of spirit that she was willing to share
mm,
with troubled souls that she was seeing. Like, I just wish she could have had more to do with Victor, but then his
mm.
father had to come on the scene. Oh boy.
Yeah, I don't. His dad Henry's bad news. I'm not a fan of
Oh,
Henry. Yeah, he's not. He's
oh, isn't Robert is magnificent,
oh,
isn't
great
he?
actor.
Oh,
Yeah, great
oh
actor.
my
Yeah,
gosh. And it was such a joy to be on a set with him. So,
yeah. Deborah, is
and
there a character that you dislike? Character, not actor. Is there a character that outside of that like gets under your skin? I don't know that I have one, but is there one that bothers you that gets under your skin? as a character, like
as as a character.
their
Well,
behavior, maybe.
oh well, I just thought that the character Dale sometimes was like a little too pushy, and sometimes I just wanted to give him a good smack, like stop it, like just stop it. But she never did. But yeah, I think he could get under anybody's skin. I think he could. Yeah.
I was
But
talking to Liz this afternoon, and I said, Liz, have you ever wanted to do that? Because they're married in real life, Liz,
yeah,
as you know. But like
yeah.
I said, have you ever wanted to put your husband in a pool wall on your own? And she started laughing. But yeah, Dale is kind of annoying, isn't he?
Well, he's a pain in the butt, but it's his determination,
Yeah.
and his rallying spirit that you go, okay, if
Yeah.
someone can help us get out of this place, it's going to be this guy. It's
Yeah.
going to be
Yeah.
this guy because,
Yeah.
but he met his end as well. I met my end. So, yeah. So Dale ruffled my feathers, I think.
Yeah, for me, I think Jim Matthews, I think, is getting to be a little annoying. Like it's
Okay,
like
yeah.
he's a little bit too glass half empty. Like I get it, but it's like he's kind of like it's like Jim, calm down. People are trying to find a way out. Take a chill pill, have a drink or something. Like he's getting to be really like he's uneasiness to him. But by the way, talk about phenomenal actors. There's one, but like
oh my gosh, and even my little wee scenes with him.
Yeah,
it was just such a pleasure, such a pleasure. So,
Deborah, how long were you on set for in its entirety?
Well, let's see, the first season we started in July and we went to December, but I would come home on occasion, and then season 3, we went from December to I was done in April. I was done in the first week of April. But you sort of go back and forth. When you have a little time off, you can go home and see my family. And but yeah, this was time spent in Halifax.
Yeah. Two final questions, and thank you for all this time. You are a wonderful person. Thank you for this.
Oh dear, and you are a wonderful person for your interest in this show and just giving the show the airing that it needs, and I think hopefully build up an even greater interest. So we thank you, Derek. We do.
I appreciate that. What does your own family say about your work? You mentioned you had children or maybe somebody else in the house. What do they think about watching their loved one doing some really good things on a show?
Well, they're oh, Mom, that's just Mom doing her thing. Yeah.
I get it.
But it's all good, and I am so blessed, and they are my beloveds, and they know that Mom loves to do what she does and is grateful for the opportunities that she gets. So
yeah. You sure seem that way. Last question. Is there any chance? Listen, I know you don't know. I get it. But is the book on Tillie definitely closed? Is there any chance that it's open? Have they told you it's definitely over? No chance. We're going to seal this up, or is there an outside chance?
Well, lovely John Griffin goes, well, you never know. You never know. She could come back. So when they leave it like that, but you go, well, how many ghosts do you need to come back all the time? But I would love to. But it's a big question mark.
Yeah, but you know what? We need a good ghost to come back, because a lot of the ghosts that are coming back are, usually haters. But
yeah, I'd love that. Yeah.
Deborah, is there any other projects you wanted to throw out there? Anything else you wanted to just say? Is there anything?
No, I just think everyone keep watching From and asking those great questions and those secrets and unravelings. just keep it coming. Yeah,
you are a firecracker. You are amazing, and thank you for your work in this wonderful show, Deborah. We really appreciate it as fans.
Thank you, Derek.
Have a wonderful night, and thank you for this time.
Okay,